What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day. Did I call it yesterday or did I call it? Didn't I tell everybody? And I said this yesterday when Mike did not come back. Didn't I say he probably gonna end up at the diner serving people, thinking that he still work at the diner? I told y'all. I told you that man got Alzheimer's. That's enough proof for me. When he was behind that counter serving Nell some coffee and stuff like that, and he lashed out at the waitress, I was like, "Yup, he still think he worked there." I felt bad for Mike, and people like Mike, you know, for going through Alzheimer's and stuff like that. Cause, like I said, I dealt with relatives that went through that. Like my great grandmother a few years ago, she had Alzheimer's, and she would like literally go in the kitchen and she would cook something, set up the stove, put the food in the on the stove, and she would literally sit down and forget that she had something on the stove until we, smelt the smoke and stuff like that. She would forget that she put something on the stove. And, in the middle of the night, she would walk out the door and go downstairs, and she almost walked outside until somebody stopped her. It was the middle of the night, you know. So I definitely can relate to these types of things, because I've seen it firsthand, and it's crazy. It's sad, to see people go through that. And I'm pretty sure, for the people that go through it, it's scary for them when they first start noticing that they're starting to become forgetful. It makes them feel bad because now they know that soon they're not going to remember pretty much anything. So they try to remember as much as they can, and for as long as they can. And you can see how frightened Mike looked. Like you can see the look on Mike's face, how scared he is. I seen it on his face when he was talking to Sonny and the waitress and stuff like that, trying to clear things up and all that, saying how he wasn't sleeping well. He didn't get enough sleep. You could see the frightened look on his face. And I think he's known for a while now that he's been losing his marbles. Like he's been knowing that for a while now, and I think he's a prideful guy. Just like a lot of older people. They're not gonna admit to when they're sick, or they're not gonna admit these things until they're forced to admit it. And it sucks that when you get older, you have to go through these things. Um, it's a shame, but I hope this is an eye opener for Sonny to finally realize that he need to get his dad to the hospital, like Robin suggested, and get him checked out. Because I believe it's Alzheimer's. And he is in his 70s and stuff like that, so almost 80 years old. So they get like that, which is a sad thing. Um, so apparently, I'm confused with the timeline of today's episode because Andre mentioned it was the middle of the night. And then Griffin mentioned that it was only a few minutes till Valentine's was over, meaning that it was almost midnight. But Andre said it was the middle of the night. To me, the middle of the night is after midnight, like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. To me, that's the middle of the night. So I'm thinking all these people are running around Port Charles at 1, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. To me, that's the middle of the night. I know some people might think, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock is the middle of the night. To me, AM is the middle of the night when it's dark out and it's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. That's the middle of the night to me. So I'm like, you got all these people running around the hospital, Alexis running around the nurses station, having meetings with the nursing staff for votes in the middle of the night. Diane dropping off legal papers for Avery and Sonny in the middle of the night. I was confused by the timeline. I'm like, well, damn, what time is it in Port Charles? Because they kept saying the middle of the night, so I'm thinking it's real late. Like it's at least 1, 2 a.m. And Griffin mentioned it was only a few minutes to midnight. I was like, that's all? They made it seem later. Andre was talking like it was way later than that. I was like, okay, I don't try to figure out their timetable because their timetable is confusing. I was like, y'all making it seem like it's around 2 in the damn morning and it's really only 11 at night. I was like, really? Seemed later than that. Um, Anna, it was good to see Andre. It was really good. I'm glad Anna could open up to him and stuff like that and talk to him. She really just don't. at the time she didn't really want to tell Finn all of her business and stuff like that because she's just a private person. You know, when it comes to WSB business, her personal life, she's not really an open book. You know, she doesn't really open up to people. But I think she really wanted to, but the fact is she felt like she couldn't, you know. I hate that the writers made it seem like she would sleep with Faison willingly back in the day. I don't believe that. I thought that when she got pregnant by him, it was due to him sexually assaulting her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was. But they made it seem like they're basically saying she slept with him willingly. And I don't believe that. Anna would never sleep with that freak. Not on purpose. Not without being drunk or mind controlled or whatever. And there ain't enough liquor in this world. Um, I'm just saying. So she still thinks she got a daughter. The rumor was that Claudette could have been her daughter. Please don't bring Claudette back. I listen. I know we all have difference of opinions on Claudette. I just didn't find Claudette interesting. I found her boring. She added nothing to the show. Keep her off. We don't need Claudette. We what can she do on the show? Unless they're gonna rewrite her and make her more interesting, cool. But I doubt that they can. I just didn't care for Claudette, so I really don't want to see her back on this show. I don't believe Anna gave birth to a girl. I don't. I think Valentine was lying. Why would you go based off of his word? And that's all she's going off of, based off of his word. You can't trust nothing he say. He lies about everything. He lies like he breathes. Why would you trust anything he say without actually getting definitive proof? I don't know why they're dumbing down Anna like this. Anna's way too smart for stuff like this to just go off of somebody's word. She would never. Never. Never go off anybody's word. You gotta look into the stuff. Um so anyway, Finn and Alexis bumped into each other at the hospital, then they went over to Kelly's diner. You know what I noticed about Finn? Whenever he goes to any restaurant or wherever, he always wiping down the mugs and the utensils and stuff, trying to make sure they clean. I'm kind of like that too. Like I'm a little OCD. Like I don't want to see no handprints on my glass. I don't want nothing. Like I'm very like a little OCD. I check stuff like that too when I go out. And even when I'm at home, like I want to make sure like if somebody washed the dishes, like you got to make sure that they're washed properly. If I still see like handprints in them or stains, whatever, I'm wiping. That's just how. That's just me. I don't care if you say it's clean or not. I'm still gonna check. You know, that's just my mo. Like that's what I do. Um, I had a feeling that Anna was gonna tell Finn that she wanted to be in a relationship with him. She wanted to open up to him. But when she saw him at the diner with Alexis, she took it the wrong way. She thought that they were on a date. Seeing how it is Valentine's Day, y'all at the diner together, y'all look like y'all about to eat. She probably took it as they were out on a date, which it was not. But before they could really explain, Anna wouldn't really allow them to explain, and that's when Diane came in to tell Anna that she's a beneficiary of Faison's will. Yeah, so if you didn't read the post that I posted yesterday, Faison has a last will and testament. And the contents of that will is going to shake some people to their core. And I heard that it was even going to frighten Diane. And nothing frightens Diane, but I heard this was going to be a blockbuster. But you know how GH do. They hype up shit and then it turns out to be exactly that shit. So I'm not putting too much stock into what is in that will. I'm not. Not until I hear what's going on. Not until I hear what the will say. Once I hear what the will says, then I'll decide if it's good or not. Because you know how they do. They hype up everything and then it turns out to be crap. I forgot that this is February sweeps month. I literally forgot this is sweeps month for soaps. I like literally forgot because there's nothing popping. Like there's nothing going on this show that's sweeps worthy. So it's like, where's the big reveals? Where's this? Where's that? It's a letdown, just like it was last year. It was a letdown. You tend to forget, and that's not good for fans, and that's not good for the show. If it's sweeps month and fans forget that it's sweeps month, that's not a good look. It's not a good sign. Um. So anyway, Nell. She calls Carly with some voice. I guess it's supposed to be Morgan's voice. And Carly calls the payphone back. And that's when Diane came over or whatever. Diane said that it could have been a telemarketer. Why would a telemarketer call somebody in the middle of the night? That don't even make sense. A telemarketer in the middle of the night? I ain't never in my life got no phone call in the middle of the night from no telemarketer. Ever. And I've got calls from telemarketers, never in the middle of the night. Hell no. What telemarketing firm is open that late at night? That don't even make sense. Um, so Carly wanted to talk to Diane about her rights as a grandparent because she's afraid Nell is gonna try to keep them from the baby or whatever. This is also stupid. All Nell has to do is sit down and have a conversation with Carly. All Carly got to stop doing is being petty. Because Nell is worried that Carly and Sonny and Michael are going to try to take the baby from her, mainly Carly. And Carly's worried that she's going to try to keep her from being a grandparent. Y'all just need to sit down and have a communication. Like, y'all ain't got no type of communication. Y'all need to sit down and have a conversation. Like, all of this could be squashed right now. Because y'all worried about what the other person going to do. And that's not even what the other person thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nell at the time, not from what I heard, she wasn't even thinking about keeping Carly away from the baby. So why don't y'all sit down and stop all the pettiness? Because really, this whole thing is just petty and stupid. Um, but I have to agree with Diane on this. All the cards, Nell is holding all the cards in this custody situation because she's never been convicted of a crime. The only thing that Carly can use against her is the fact that she spent some time in a mental institution. That's all she can use. Carly and Sonny have a lengthy history that Nell could use against them, including even though they've never been convicted of a crime. Well, Sonny was convicted of murder a couple years ago for AJ, but they have been arrested several times. Carly's been arrested several times. Look at her list of charges. Um, Michael was convicted of um, manslaughter when he hit Claudia and killed her. That was a manslaughter charge. So there's a lot Nell could use in a custody battle against them, and she could possibly win. There's like a 99% chance she would win because of those factors. I remember Jax pretty much 7 years ago. He almost actually got custody of Jocelyn if it wasn't for Sonny coming in at the last minute pulling that stunt that he pulled because he had everything against him. The fact that Sonny shot his own son, even though Dante recanted that story, and he told the judge years ago that Sonny didn't shot him, he shot himself accidentally. He can still use that against Sonny. He can still bring that up in court. It's a lot that they can bring up. The fact that Michael was shot in the head and put in a coma for a year while in Sonny's care, it's a lot they can bring up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a custody, and Michael doesn't want a custody battle because he already know a lot of skeletons are gonna come out. There are gonna be a lot of mudslinging. It's gonna be a hot mess. So he doesn't want all of that coming out, which is understandable. He wants this as peaceful as humanly possible. The problem is his damn mother. She's the real problem because Carly's like a barracuda. This woman just does not stop. Like you antagonize this girl every time you see her. Every time she see Nell, she always got something negative to say to her. It's like be the bigger person. Even if you don't like this girl, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Hell, pretend to be nice. Play nice. You ain't got to, turn on the charm all the time and be like, "Hey, how you doing? How's your stomach? How's the pregnancy? How's this?" You know, just be cordial. It's like every time she sees this girl, she attacks her. It's like you just making yourself look stupid, and you're giving Nell the ammunition that she needs against you. That's exactly what you're doing. It's like get some common sense. Like Carly just does not know when to shut her mouth and play the part. Damn, play your position. Stop being so stupid. And maybe things like this wouldn't backfire in your face. That's her problem. Carly doesn't know when to stop. It's like, damn, play it cool. Be Joe Cool. You know? You ain't gotta like the girl, but hell, be cordial. Cause right now you already know she holds all the cards. Stop being ignorant. So anyway, um, Ava. She was pissed because she found out from Amy, of course, the gossiping, the neighborhood gossip, that Griffin was on his way to Kiki's apartment. And Ava was pissed, and of course her insecurities came right back out because she thought he was over there getting him a little bit of Kiki, which was not true. He was over there checking on her because Spinelli called and said that she had alcohol poisoning. So Ava went over there because she was pissed because basically he didn't call her, he didn't text her, no type of communication. I actually agree with both of them. I like the fact that Griffin got loud and he was yelling back at Ava because Ava gets loud with him a lot and she yells at him and she just goes at him all the time. So I'm glad that he pushed back this time because it's showing that he's not a punk. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not just gonna bow down to her. But at the same time, communication is key in a relationship. And I agree with Griffin. You know, he's new to this whole relationship thing. You know, Ava's pretty much the only real relationship he's ever really had. So it's all new to him. You know, the whole communication and all this, that, and the third is new. You know, but I agree with Ava. He could have at least called her, texted her, you know, some type of communication to let her know what was going on. She should not have had to find out from a third party, you know, from another person. She shouldn't have had to find out. Definitely from Amy of all people. You know, he should have told her, especially when you know, it involves her daughter. Um, and then he tried to come up with the lame excuse that she told him he could come over no matter how late it was. And I agree with Ava. That could have meant anything. When she said no matter how late, hell, that could have meant next month. You know what I'm saying? Like it's semantics. It could have meant anything. When somebody say no matter how late, that could mean anything. It's semantics. Like he should have known exactly what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really fault either one of them, but she do need to chill out with her insecurities. What kind of pissed me off more about her today, about Ava today, was when she told Griffin that she was gonna stay with Kiki tonight, which is understandable. But she said maybe we could try this again next year. There's always next year. Pause. This bring her comment pretty much justifies what I said yesterday. Why, if you're in a relationship, do you have to wait once a year, Valentine's Day, to do special things for your significant other? Like put rose petals on the bed, get them chocolates, get them a balloon, pop some champagne. Why do you have to wait every Valentine's Day to do things like that when you can do it every day or every other day? You know what I'm saying? You should be doing something special for your significant other every other day, even the small things. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't like the comment that she made. Let's try this again next year. There's always next year. She should have never made a comment like that because I was a little pissed by that comment because you shouldn't have to wait till Valentine's Day to do stuff like that. If you have to wait once a year for your significant other to show you affection or put some rose petals and do something special, you're in the wrong damn relationship. It's that simple. But for us though, for men, it's like it's not that we don't care about Valentine's Day, but the mere fact is Valentine's Day is more for women than it is for us. You know, they get everything. You know what I'm saying? They get the gift, they get the teddy bears, they get the rose petals. You know, they get, you know, the champagne. You know, we drink it too, but it's like it's more that day is more for them. You know what I'm saying? What we get out of it at the end of the night, obviously, is some good sex. You know what I'm saying? Like we get that out of the deal, but they get everything else. You know what I'm saying? But Valentine's Day to me is more for them, but we do it for them. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, if we're single, you know, we're not thinking about Valentine's Day. I'm single, so I'm not thinking about Valentine's Day. You know, I say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, cool. For me, I don't care about it because I'm single. You feel me? So that's the difference. But I like I said, you shouldn't have to wait once a year to do that. That's just ridiculous. Um, so yeah, man, this was a pretty decent episode today. Not too bad. Let me know how y'all felt about today's episode. I thought it was straight. Um, hit the comment section. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see y'all all later. Peace.